You are wondering, how do you compare to your retired friends, or even how much will you need to retire? Do you have enough for retirement? Should you have saved more? What are your projections for retirement? In this video, we are going to explore all these topics and questions to see how you compare to your peers who are retired and if you need a little more for your income or have enough. And if you don't have enough, you can plan just to live in a small camper like me. As usual, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Knowledge.
A couple of videos ago, we compared the average American and their financial situation. And if you didn't watch that video, let me give you a quick recap. It's sad and it's really depressing, and most people don't have enough. So let's do a deeper dive on the average retiree. So how much income are older friends, 65 and older, bringing in on average in the United States? Data from 2022 says the average is $75,254 per year. But if you remember from the last video, the average can skew results, as it adds in all the numbers and averages them. So if you have a bunch of super rich people, it'll make everyone seem richer than they actually are. Thanks, Zuck. But if we take the median of all the data points, which is the middle number, we get a better picture instead of cramming all the data into one set. And the median is $47,620, which is a very big difference, almost $30,000. Now we can acknowledge that not everyone over 65 is going to be retired. Many people work till they die, so this data might not reflect this 100%. But 67% of adults are retired when they hit 65, so it's still a solid number, a solid estimate. Now the question is under 50K enough for you to survive on? That's something you will have to consider. But remember, in retirement, hopefully your spending is going down. You don't need to spend as much because hopefully the house is paid off, hopefully you have less expenses, hopefully you don't have as much credit card debt. Unless you are like 71% of retirees who report carrying some form of debt still. If we look at this recent study from the Center of Retirement Research at Boston College. In 2019, the highest amount of debt was not secured debt, aka credit card debt. So if you have no debt in your retirement age, you're actually doing extremely well compared to your peers, considering most still have debt. Mortgage debt is still quite high as well, unfortunately. Even if you are in debt, many retirees still have a positive net worth due to the house. However, the average and the median tell two very different stories as we compared earlier. I mean, look at the median from 65 to 74, which is $266,400, versus the average, which is $1,217,700. That's almost $1 million difference when comparing the average to the median. Two very different numbers. And these statistics aren't looking into considering a general rule of thumb you should save 10 times your salary by 67 to retire. This is at least according to Fidelity. So if you made $50,000 a year, you should have $500,000 ready to use. But that's obviously not the case for the average person. Most don't have even close to $500,000. And you'll probably need this amount because the average American over 65 spends $48,872 per year, almost $50,000. I'm not sure if that's just me, but it seems like a lot of money to spend when ideally you should have the mortgage paid off, you should have the credit cards paid off, maybe you have some medical debt for your aging body, but outside of that, it seems like a lot of money to spend unless you're just traveling all the time. Us millennials should really stop thinking our retiree friends have it so good when they're really in a similar situation and they just have a mortgage to pay. We just can't afford mortgages. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find a median for the average spending, so we'll just have to use the average. And the big question is, how much Social Security are you going to get if you are retired? Nearly 9 out of 10 people age 65 or older get Social Security. And the amount of income it represents for people is absolutely bonkers. It's nuts. For 37% of men and 42% of women, this makes up 50% of their income. 50% is Social Security. It's free money, but something about relying on the government for my money just, that scares the crap out of me. No, thank you. Especially for 50% of my income. So let's put all these together so we get the average retiree. They have a median salary of $47,620 with a high chance 50% of this income is coming from Social Security. Most likely they have credit card debt. Most likely they are still paying off a mortgage. Most likely they have a net worth of $250,000. And they spend the same amount they make, further increasing their debt. They're not saving much. What a beautiful picture. I'm not here to mock you if you are in this position. That's not my intention. But this is a terrifying situation for everyone, especially if you're the average retiree. So I truly hope you're doing better than the average retiree. Or even if you're not retired, like myself, now we can see what not to do and learn from mistakes. Who knows if Social Security will still be around? If you want to retire wealthy, check out my super simple retirement portfolio guaranteed to make you a millionaire. Right here. Peace.